Right now, while the world is glued to news headlines about missiles, oil shortages, and economic chaos, a very small group of people are quietly watching their bank accounts climb. I'm talking about billions of dollars transferred directly into the pockets of the ultra-wealthy. And the Iran war is the reason why. My name is Marco Valenti, and this is Elite Grind Group. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on exactly how the richest investors in the world are turning geopolitical chaos into generational wealth and what you can do about it. On February 28, 2026, the United States and Israel launched coordinated strikes on Iran in what the Pentagon called Operation Epic Fury. Iran fired back and did something the world had never seen before. They closed the Strait of Hormuz. Now, most people don't know what that means, so let me explain. Fast. The Strait of Hormuz is a narrow strip of water, barely 33 kilometers wide, and it controls 20% of all the world's oil supply. 20% gone overnight. Brent crude, the global oil benchmark, shot from $72 a barrel to over $120 in weeks. The International Energy Agency called it, quote, the greatest global energy security challenge in history. The world panicked, but the billionaires smiled. Here's the first wealth engine, and it's been running for decades. Every single missile fired in this war was built by someone. Every radar system, every stealth bomber, every drone has a price tag and a corporate beneficiary. Since January 2026, Lockheed Martin stock, the world's largest defense contractor, climbed nearly 40%. RTX, the maker of Tomahawk missiles and Patriot air defense systems, jumped 4.5% in a single day when the war started. Northrop Grumman, up 5% overnight. Israel's Elbit Systems, up 45% since the beginning of 2026. Briefly becoming the most valuable company in the entire country of Israel. And here's the part that will make your jaw drop. These companies aren't just getting contracts from this war. They already had hundreds of billions in backlogs before the first missile was fired. The top 5 defense stocks, Lockheed Martin, RTX, Northrop Grumman, Boeing, and L3Harris, carry order backlogs that dwarf the GDP of entire nations. But here's what most people never talk about. Between 2020 and 2025, the top defense contractors spent $110 billion on stock buybacks and dividends, more than double what they spent building actual weapons. Who benefits from stock buybacks and dividends? The investors, the board members, the executives, and the top 1%, who control roughly half of all wealth invested in the stock market. This isn't an accident. This is the system, working exactly as designed. The second wealth engine is even bigger, and it runs on oil. While consumers were lining up at gas stations and Europe was facing fuel shortages, ExxonMobil's market cap surged nearly 30% to a brand new all-time high of $643 billion. Chevron, up over 30%, hitting almost $400 billion. Occidental Petroleum, up 43% in the same period. And Reuters ran the numbers. Chevron alone was pulling in an extra $4 billion in March, just from the oil price spike. Exxon, an extra $5.1 billion in a single month. This mirrors exactly what happened in 2022. When Russia invaded Ukraine and Shell recorded its highest annual profit in 115 years. The energy ETF, XLE, gained nearly 25% in 2026, while the S&P 500 was bleeding. And here's the cold truth. The CEOs of Shell, ExxonMobil, and Chevron were publicly warning the world about the energy crisis, while their trading desks were printing money on the exact same chaos they were warning about. Shell's renewable energy trading division alone was projected to earn between $200 million and $700 million just in the first quarter of 2026. Let me make this crystal clear. This playbook is not new. During the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, defense stocks outperformed the S&P 500 by 58%. If you had invested just $10,000, evenly split across the top 5 defense contractors in 2001, you'd have nearly $100,000 today. Halliburton, Dick Cheney's former company, received over $30 billion in Iraq and Afghanistan contracts alone. After 9/11, post-war contracts channeled $2 to $4 trillion to private contractors, with 1/3 to half of the entire Pentagon budget going directly to private firms. President Eisenhower warned us in 1961. He called it the military-industrial complex. He said, watch these men. They have unlimited incentive to keep the machine running. 64 years later, it is still running, and it is bigger than ever. So, what does this mean for you, the person watching right now? I'm not here to tell you what to buy. I'm here to tell you what is happening so you can make educated decisions. The sectors benefiting right now are defense contractors, energy stocks, cybersecurity firms like Palantir and CrowdStrike, and gold, which serves as a classic inflation hedge during geopolitical chaos. The XLE Energy ETF, broad defense ETFs, and individual names like Lockheed Martin, RTX, and Exxon are where institutional money has been flowing. But here is the bigger lesson, the one the elite already know, and the average person never gets told. Crises are the greatest wealth transfer events in human history. The people who win are not the ones who panic. They are the ones who study the system, position early, and stay focused. The Iran war is not just a geopolitical event. It is a financial event. And right now, in real time, wealth is being transferred from the uninformed to the prepared. Are you going to be on the right side of it? And before I go, I have to be straight with you. Nothing in this video is financial advice. I am not a licensed financial advisor, and everything you just watched is for educational and informational purposes only. Always do your own research, consult a qualified financial professional, and never invest more than you can afford to lose. The market carries risk, and past performance is never a guarantee of future results. And always, stay focused, stay consistent, stay elite.